Election Commission is set to announce the schedule for assembly elections today. Assembly elections, remember, are set to be held in Jammu and Kashmir, Haryana, Maharashtra and Jharkhand. Remember, the Election Commission team had visited Jammu and Kashmir and Haryana recently to oversee the poll preparedness as well. They're yet to visit Maharashtra. And the assembly election is also due in Jharkhand, remember. When it comes to Jammu and Kashmir, the Jammu and Kashmir polls will be taking place after almost a decade there. And the term for the Legislative Assembly of Jharkhand ends in January 2025. Therefore, the poll dates for these states are set to be expedited. We're yet to, of course, know which states, the poll dates for which states are going to be announced today. But the briefing will take place at around 3 p.m. today. Remember, Jammu and Kashmir, Haryana, Maharashtra and Jharkhand will be going to polls. My colleague Nazir joins us with more details. Nazir, now Jammu and Kashmir election dates are expected to be announced today. After almost a decade, Jammu and Kashmir will be going to polls. We did see a lot of enthusiasm when it came to the Lok Sabha elections from there as well.
Yeah, exactly. And as people, you have seen it, how people in large numbers came out to vote during Lok Sabha elections. So this is clearly indication how people believe in democracy, because people have suffered a great deal while fighting for democracy, their fight for the vote. So it's after 10-year long gap, people are having these assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir. So this is something people have been waiting for since long. And it is something, every political party was demanding here. They're saying what has happened in 2019, abrogation of Article 370. But the real problem is that democracy was not allowed to play its role in Jammu and Kashmir. So I'm joined by Mr. Wahid Rahman Para, who is the senior leader of the PDP. Wahid, aap batayenge ki what's your first reaction to this?
I think the void is much bigger, and the elections is the first step towards filling the void. And it's like an opportunity to reclaim the political agency for Kashmiris. And I think people are waiting for it. It's a good move, and we all welcome it. But definitely Kashmiris seek a larger political participation with all political stakeholders in Jammu and Kashmir. And elections are definitely a big start point for it.
Well, Farooq Abdullah has announced that he will contest this election, but Mehbooba Mufti and Umar Abdullah, both former chief ministers, have said they are not contesting this election. So long Jammu and Kashmir remains a union territory, they will not be contesting assembly election. You tell me why Mehbooba Mufti has chosen.
I think it's a position to maintain, because the way abrogation was done, and on the 5th August, whatever happened with the way our state was demonetized, special status was revoked. So they are, both chief ministers are in sort of to register their protest. But definitely, I think now the political environment may change, and there are a lot of pressure within parties from both sides that the leaders should contest. And they should reclaim the space.
So will Mehbooba Mufti reconsider?
I don't think, but there's a lot of pressure from people that she should be the face of party at the elections.
Okay. So what this election means to you, because after abrogation, you were also in jail. Lots of number of people were in jail. Democracy was literally in a suspended animation. Now, finally, democracy is being revived, even though in the union.
I think for many of us, for especially the young Kashmiris, this election is about reclaiming space. And whatever is left, whether it's even a disempowered assembly, that you should fill that space and, reclaim every institution the way, things have been snatched from us from last 5 years.
Right. Well, democracy is an idea. It is a way of life in this country, and that people had lost that way of life. For last, 6 years, J&K was under the direct center rule.
Right, my colleague Nazir, they're bringing us those updates from Jammu and Kashmir. In terms of the elections there, remember, poll preparedness was taken stock of earlier as well. Elections also going to be announced. Election dates for Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Haryana also going to be announced. It is likely that Jammu and Kashmir and Haryana will be going to polls together. That is as per reports. The latest, of course, the Election Commission's press briefing will be at around 3 p.m. today, where we can expect dates to be announced for the upcoming assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir, Haryana, in Jharkhand as well as Maharashtra. Of course, in terms of speculation as to dates, we're not sure yet as to which ballpark, which dates the elections will fall on. But Jharkhand's assembly's term gets over on 2025 January. My colleague Sunil joins us with more details. Sunil, in terms of what we can expect on election dates, are all the dates for these states going to be announced today?
Well, it's definitely for Jammu and Kashmir and Haryana, where the election commission, the full commission, has gone and visited those two states.
Right.
And it's in that backdrop they will be definitely announcing the schedule. Some things are written in stone in terms of the phases in Jammu and Kashmir, which is a sensitive state, which requires a huge amount of security forces as well as for the candidates to secure and ensure that they get safety. So all those provisions have been made. They've had their meetings with the Home Secretary, and the schedule last time round it was around six phases. Whether they'll reduce that or not, these are things that we'll have to wait and watch and see. But Jammu and Kashmir, as well as Ladakh elections, as well as Haryana, will be announced today. Having said that, the issue, of course, is about how they go about that entire process. As you know, the whole world will be watching a sensitive state like Jammu and Kashmir. And it's in this backdrop that for the first time after a decade, Jammu and Kashmir will be going to the polls. More importantly, apart from that, it's the first time after Article 370 and the Union making the Jammu and Kashmir no more a state but a union territory. So it's in that backdrop that the Election Commission will be making this announcement for J&K and Haryana.